Hey guys, what's going on? I'm here with Clinton here. He's with Clint Fit Consulting and he is a life coach. He's certified in exercise science and he's also a nationally certified personal trainer. And we're going to go over how to get started in your fitness journey today. And what we have here is a compiled list of questions I'm going to be asking him, and we're going to pretty much just go through every single one, and you're gonna learn how to kind of get started, whatever goal you want, whatever goal you have, and we're just gonna get started. All right, guys. So Clinton, how would you have me get started in my fitness journey?
All right. Well, thanks for having me. So the first thing that I would say is you're gonna want to go ahead and identify a goal. First thing is, what do you want to accomplish? Is it fat loss, muscle gain? Is it just overall performance? Things like that. And then you have to assess your nutrition intake and like what's your eating style, what's your eating habit. And once you get that baseline and you figure that out,
Right.
then you'll know where to launch after that.
Okay. Yeah. So, well, let's say my goal is to lose 100 pounds by next year, 1 year from now. I want to lose 100 pounds.
Yeah.
How would you have me go off based off of that, what you know now?
First things first is start with your nutrition, because even without the exercise, your nutrition is probably how you got to the weight that you're at now. So it's your eating habit. Identify that. What do you eat? Do you snack a lot? What are your choices? Is it a lot of fried food? Is it a lot of foods with trans fat? Is it processed? Things like that. And then after you identify that, you start making small changes. I would recommend shifting in a very slow manner, because if you do a drastic change, you usually have that clash, and it doesn't go very well. So you want to make sure that you shift and start focusing on your macros and whatnot, and shift there. And then after that, you want to incorporate the basic six, which is your for exercises. Those are going to be your some sort of bench press or dip or push-ups, whatever you have access to. Then it'll be an overhead shoulder press if you have dumbbells or a bar. If you have if you're only calisthenic, then you want to make sure that you do a handstand push-up, something like that for the overhead press. After that, you need 2 pulls. That would be a lat pull down or pull-ups or chin-ups, whatever they are. And then after that, you want to do some sort of row, whether it's a seated row, a bent over one arm, dumbbell row, whatever that case is. You do that. And the other 2 to finalize the 6 would be a squat, some form of squat or a lunge, and then it would be a deadlift.
So So we pretty much cover every single muscle in our body, pretty much.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So then I feel like on your website, I see that you have something called a living system, and you have modules for it.
Yes.
Like, can you go into detail about that?
So a living system is a system that's set up so that anybody, any human at all, can create a foundation of fundamental human experiences. And what it is module 1 would be nutrition, what you take in. Number 2, physical activity, whether it's fitness or just simply walking. And number 3 would be your relationships in your life, because that can cripple your motivation if you have bad relationships. You want to make sure you focus on that.
Right.
Number 4 would be neuroplasticity, in the process of learning, so that you can develop new skills or practice. If you're new to fitness, you have to go through those motions with light weight till you get used to it.
Yeah.
Number 5 would be your process of thinking. It would be, how do you think? What's your process, your habitual thinking? Do you always look at exercise as work, or do you look at it as enjoyment? When you eat healthy, is it agonizing to you? Is it hard? And that's due to your perception and the way that you perceive reality. So number 6 would be your goals and your vision, long-term vision and the short-term goals, and goals break down into steps. And then number 7 would be autonomy and action, and that's making the choice to actually do something about your situation and make a difference.
Okay. All right. So I like the nutrition and physical activity part of it. It's very important for somebody who wants to actually take action right away.
Yeah.
The first 2 actions should always be, nutrition and what are you actually going to do in the gym,
right?
Based on what your goal is.
Exactly.
So let's touch a little bit upon like nutrition. Like, what would you have me focus on, first few days and obviously throughout the whole fitness journey I'm in, to lose those 100 pounds?
So first things first is you want to look at 2 things: the type of calories that you're taking in. So you look at your macros, those are your carbohydrates, your proteins, and your fats. look at what you're taking in. And then the second piece is how much water do you drink? Because even if you take in good health and you're not hydrated, the body can't actually, it can't execute those cellular functions that it needs to without water.
Right.
Water is, so it's huge. You know that.
Yeah,
it's
get
huge.
your water up, guys.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Definitely stay hydrated. I would say at least 3 liters per day. And if you're exercising, add another liter or 2 because you're sweating it out.
Definitely.
But yeah, so make sure you look at that. So once you get your water down, you start drinking more water, flushing stuff out. You want to look at what are your macros? How many carbs do you eat per day? And you can use MyFitnessPal to measure this kind of stuff, and you just log it in. Keep a journal, definitely. MyFitnessPal makes it easy. Everybody has their phone, they're always carrying it. Just pop it in there. Go ahead and look at your protein. Go ahead and look at your fats. Even if you're eating healthy fats, your body can't burn the fat that it has. If you keep giving it fat to burn, it never gets to the stuff that's there. So if you're trying to get to the bottom of the barrel, so to speak, don't keep throwing stuff in the barrel because you're never going to reach the bottom.
Okay.
So that's what you got to look at. You want to start there.
Okay. So what about protein? How should I space out my protein? When should I eat it? How much of it should I have? So let's say I weigh, 250 pounds.
So I would say a good thing, it depends on what your goal is. If you're trying to lose fat, then you might want to go around 1.7 grams per pound of body weight.
Okay.
And if you're trying to gain weight, maybe more muscle mass, maybe you want to do like a 2 or 2.1 grams per body weight. So it depends on what your goal is.
All right.
Because if you do, remember, muscle weighs more than fat.
Right.
And if someone's trying to lose weight and they're focused on the numbers, even if they're losing fat and they're gaining muscle at the same time, you might actually not move as far as your weight goes, or you might end up weighing more because muscle weighs more, and as you build it, you're gonna get heavier.
Right. So there's gonna be like a strange fluctuation in weight when you first get started because what you want to do is gain weight with the muscle, but you also want to lose the unwanted weight, which is the fat.
Exactly.
And what a lot of people do is get very discouraged because they don't see the change right away, right? We want to see instant change. We want to see all that fat shedding off as soon as we start going ham in the gym, going crazy in the gym, So it's kind of hard at first, but once you do lose a lot of like that water weight, and once you start getting used to like the fact that you are going to be gaining muscle, the healthy muscle, like you're gonna see significant change, and it's the good way to lose weight, not the bad way.
Right.
The bad way would be like what, Clint? Like running every day and just strictly running just to lose. You can only get so far with running. You need to be able to build muscle so that it helps burn off the fat. And that's a huge topic we can get into right now, but obviously we don't have that time right now, but take our word for it.
Yeah, so just like Edgar was saying, the more muscle you build, the more you have a higher basal metabolic rate. And when you have that higher rate, because your muscle's eating up all this energy and all these calories, the more muscle you have, the more that your body's going to consume as far as the energy that it needs.
Right.
So, and that comes from calories.
Right.
So yes, so definitely don't just monitor the number on the scale. Monitor your strength, your density. Are your arms getting tighter? Are they flabby? Look at how your clothes feel. Look at how your body looks in the mirror. Because the number on the scale doesn't always mean that you're not succeeding. You are succeeding, but you're not getting to that number that you're looking for.
Correct.
Yep. And also, like you said, cardio, just plain cardio, jogging, doesn't always do justice. High intensity works a lot better if you're trying to burn fat.
Right. So we want to just mix it in all together.
Right.
Obviously, if you're a woman, right, and you're scared of building so much muscle and looking all muscular, like, don't worry about it. Like, that's not gonna happen. You can try your hardest and you won't gain a lot of muscle. Like, that happens over a long period of time. We're talking years and years.
Yeah.
Like, I've been doing this for 7.5 years and I still haven't hit my pinnacle on like what I want to look like as muscle mass.
Right.
So like it takes time, ladies. Like, don't worry about that. Like, you're not gonna look like a freak in the gym either. Just hit the weights, which is really important. You want to tear down a bunch of muscle fibers, little ones that it's gonna help rebuild and burn as much fat as you can.
That's right.
And that actually helps burn fat outside of the gym. When you're running inside the gym, treadmill or bike, you're only burning fat there, which is, it's not gonna help if you're gonna, throw in a cheat meal later tonight.
Yeah.
All right, Clint. So you also said in your one of your modules that physical activity was very important and very imperative to your building upon yourself.
Right.
Now, can you please explain to me after your basic six basic exercises, like what would you recommend me doing in order to like kind of keep my mind away from the curiosity? Like I want to like explore more exercises.
Right.
What are the best exercises besides the basic six to help me get those 100 pounds off me?
So after you get down the basic six, you've been doing those. To prevent getting bored, you want to switch things up. So what you can do is start doing variations of them. So like I was saying, if you're doing a typical squat, you can switch it up and start doing lunges instead. You can do the Bulgarian lunges, you can do standing lunges, back lunges, side lunges. You can switch it up and pick one and focus on that for a little while so you can develop those. Because remember, when your body moves in different directions, you start using other muscles such as intrinsic muscles, which stabilize the position or
stability muscles.
Right, exactly. So if you start targeting that because of a variation in a move, you're going to start stimulating those muscle groups that you were originally stimulating in a different way, build more, challenge them more, and that way you keep it going and you're progressive and you want to grow from that. So with the squat, change it to a lunge. With a deadlift, if you're doing a typical deadlift, you can switch to a sumo deadlift where your stance is wider. You can switch it to Roman deadlift, so a single leg with dumbbells. You can switch it up that way. You can also jump on the equipment. It's not really a machine, but you jump on it and you can do back extensions. That's going to work a lot of the same muscles a deadlift would. So you can switch it up.
Okay.
For if you're doing lat pull downs, maybe go from an underhand grip for a chin up and then go out wide. And you can target more of your lats and your back. If you're doing a seated row, change the grip. If you're using the piece that you hold your hands close together with a close grip, switch it out to neutral grips that are wide or a wide flat, or switch it under. So you have that row with your arms facing upward. Changing your grip often changes the muscle or the major muscle target, and it targets it in different ways. So what I would do is I would say, instead of going to the gym, doing your seated rows, in each set you change your grip per workout. So if Monday you do some rows, right? And you do that for 4 weeks, and then the next month you're doing your rows with the wider grip or the hands up, or however your palms are. When it comes to shoulder presses or something like that, if you're doing just regular up and down, switch to the Arnold press where you rotate. You can switch to more of a close grip. You can use a bar versus dumbbells. If you have dumbbells, you can actually go wider out, where you come this way and it's almost like you bring it up and over instead of just a straight up push.
Correct.
So you can do that. Those will actually target your shoulders and different muscles in different ways. So create variations of the same workout you're doing. And then when you cover all those steps, you can go ahead and you can start working on isolation. That would be like just a single bicep curl, a single tricep extension, whether it's single arm or both arms at the same time. Instead of doing a pull where your secondary muscle is your bicep, you'll go ahead and you'll just focus on biceps. So you can do that. Reverse flies are good for your back and your rear delts. You can use incline flies, and you can target your upper chest and your shoulders at the same time, the front delts. So you can do all that and just switch it up.
Okay. Yeah, that's good stuff, man. So pretty much we covered what's going to happen during your fitness journey. You're going to get bored with the same basic six. These are essential, guys. So like you really want to just stick to them as much as you can. But obviously, if you want to try something else, pretty much just try what he just said. I have videos on my YouTube so that you guys can see like exactly how you can actually like do these maneuvers, right? Like change these variations and pretty much just keep your mind from getting way too bored and actually challenging your whole self as all your muscles. Like you want to try different things because they're going to build the stability muscles, like he was saying, and you pretty much get into more functional fitness, right? You want to actually build the muscles you're going to be using every day, not just the ones that are going to help you lose the most weight. So my next question for you, Clint, is where would I go to find all this stuff? All your modules.
So you can visit my website. If you want to search for it, you can just Google ClinFit Consulting Speaker, 3 different words. ClinFit is 1 word. If you're on social media, Instagram and Twitter is @IamClinFit. All right. If you wanted to go to YouTube, search ClinFit Consulting. My channel will pop up. And then I'm on LinkedIn as well as Clinton N.Downs if you want to find some of my more of my professional credentials. But it'll give you a link. All those have a link to my website. So whichever one you find first, you'll get there.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Facebook.com.
All right. You know what? I'm actually gonna have the links in the description, guys. Just
nice.
Check him out. He's really, this guy knows what he's talking about, right?
Yeah, thanks.
So yeah, definitely gonna end the video off here. I hope to wish you really well in your fitness journey. If you haven't started today in the gym, like, you gotta start today. Get started.
Do it today. Don't wait.
Make a huge 1-year goal, right? So like by next summer, by the next time we want to go to the beach, you're gonna be ready.
Mm-hmm.
For the most case, it only takes a year to kind of transform your body into like what you really want it to look like,
mm-hmm.
if you really stay persistent and dedicated to it. Some people it takes 2 years, which is fine. But you can get it done in 1 year if you stay really persistent. And definitely check out his 7 modules, guys. Like, this is gonna really help you stay motivated and consistent in the gym. Like, a lot of us go into the gym not knowing what we're gonna do and how to do the exercises, so we just don't even go at all, right? So like, who cares?
Do it. Yeah, you want to show up.
We
show
care.
up.
It's really important to keep stay in a healthy state. Do it for, if you're not doing it for yourself, do it for your family. Do it for somebody who really cares for you. Like, they want to see you do good. They want to see you healthy. It doesn't take too much. It only takes 30 minutes a day. Like, if anything. So like, just the first thing to do is just start, right, Clinton?
That's right. You gotta
start.
You gotta show up and just do something.
Just start, guys.
Just start going.
All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I'll be making more soon, and I'll be seeing Clinton here again for a follow-up video. And do you have anything else you want to say, Clinton?
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Check out Edgar's programs. You'll see that in part 2. We'll talk more about the gravity effect.
All right. Peace out, guys.
See ya.
Peace.